A very good morning. So today in this session we discuss about meiosis. So in the last session we discussed about mitosis cell division. So today we discuss about another cell division, that is a meiosis. So here what is meiosis? First, meiosis comes from a Greek word, that is meo, nothing but to reduce or to make smaller. So here may be defined as the cell division occurring in a diploid cells, in which the chromosome number is reduced from a two sets, from diploid set to a one set in a per cell, right? That means that the daughter cell receives only haploid number of chromosomes from a diploid one. So, in the laboratory, meiosis in plants is studied by staining pollen mother cells of a flower bud of Treden and a camelina. So, we can do plant. We take a plant example also, and in a here animal, the cells from the testis of a grasshopper are used for the study of meiosis in animals. So here meiosis is nothing but the daughter cells receives only haploid number of chromosomes. So here types of meiosis are there. Meiosis is often called reduction division. So the cells undergoing meiosis are called meiocytes. Based on the time or stage of its occurrence in the life cycle, three types of meiosis are recognized. That is, gametic meiosis occur during formation of gametes or sex cells, that is sperm and ova. So in males, it occurs in cells called spermatocytes, and in females in cells called oocytes. So the gametes are the only haploid cells in humans and most other animals. So second type is a zygotic meiosis, which occur after the formation of zygote. So the name only indicates that the adults are a haploid here. So it is seen in most fungi and some protista, including some algae like a chlamydomonas, right, spirogyra and all. So and the last one, that is a sporic meiosis, which occurs during spore formation. That is nothing but the spores would be microspores and megaspores. A spore gives rise to a multicellular organisms without fusing with another cell. So it is seen in the members of metaphyta, that is a bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperm and angiosperms here. So these are the main three types of meiosis division. So and now we study about the stages of meiosis. So first is the interphase of a meiosis. So we can call it as a pre-meiotic or a interphase. So here the interphase or a meiosis, that is a G1, S and G2 stages. So you already know this in the last cell cycle session. So chromosomes replicate at a S stage and each produces two genetically identical sister chromatids connected at a centromere. So the chromosomes do not undergo coiling and remain uncondensed here. So each pair of centrioles or a centrosome replicate to produce two pairs here. And next stage in the meiosis is a M phase of a meiosis. So the M phase of meiosis consists of a two cell divisions. The two divisions are a meiosis 1, that is a first meiotic division, and a meiosis 2, that is a second meiotic division. So here each division has a four typical stages. as in same mitosis. Here also prophase, metaphase, anaphase and a telophase. The suffix first is added to the stages of a first meiotic division here. That is a prophase 1, metaphase 1, anaphase 1, telophase 1. And the suffix 2 is added to those of the second division like a prophase 2, metaphase 2, anaphase 2 and a telophase 2. So this distinguishes the stages of the first and the second divisions. So the divisions begins with a single diploid cells and ends with a 4 monoploidy or a haploid cells here. So we discuss the first mitotic division now, that is a meiosis first. So that is a prophase first. So the first prophase is too longer duration. It occupies more than 90% of a time required for meiosis. So it is studied under 5 sub-stages here. So and it is longer duration. So first stage is a leptoting. That is a Greek leptos means thin thread like. So the chromosomes are a thin and a long. Each is a double stranded. Though each consists of a two sister chromatids, it may appear as a single structure under a microscope. As the chromatids are held close together, the chromosomes also appear as strings of beads. So the beads are chromosomes here. The chromosome may be aggregated in one part of the nucleus, forming a bucket. So the chromosomes begin to condense at the stage. You can see in the diagram here. It looks like a single strand only. So next one is a zygote. Zygote, that is nothing but a Greek word zygon, means adjoining. The two members of each pair of homologous chromosomes, that is nothing but a maternal and a paternal, come to lie side by side by pairing along their lengths, previously point to point from one end to the other. So this process of pairing is called synapsis. Right? You know the meaning of synapsis, right? The paired homologous chromosome are called bivalents. Since each paired chromosome consists of two chromatids, a bivalent has 4 chromatids. Hence, each synapsis unit may also be called a tetrad. So, the number of bivalents or tetrads is always equal to the haploid number of chromosomes. So since the chromosomes have been undergoing coiling or condensation from the commencement of prophase, they are more clearly visible right here, being shorter and thicker. So in the zygote you can see. So next pagetin, that is nothing but a thick one here. It has a long lasting stage and in which here two non-sister chromatids of each tetrad get coiled around each other here and exchange segments here. For this purpose, breaks occur at the same level in the non-sister chromatids here. So this is followed by an interchange and a reciprocal fusion of chromatid segments, and the process is called genetic crossing over or a recombination. So the points where such exchanges have occurred appeared as a crisscrossed or a X-shaped under the microscope. So these are called as a chiasmata, right? For each bivalent, at least one chiasma is produced, and the number of chiasmata is a bivalent. Generally, depends on the length of the chromosomes. So here, Pectin chromosomes are thicker and shorter than those of a zygote. So next is a in the prophase next fourth is a diploting, nothing but doubling here. This is also a long lasting period. This is the stage in which chromosomes are condensed to their maximum and appear thicker and shorter than the other stages. And here the force of attraction that brought the homologous chromosomes together at zygote has disappeared here. Actually, there is a repulsion between the members of a pair. Since the members are still held at the chiasmata, repulsion produces chain-like eight-shaped or a O-shaped or maybe X-shaped bivalents. Because of repulsion, the chiasmata are shifted towards the ends of the bivalents. So this process is called terminalization. So the changes take place in cytoplasm also here. In the cytoplasm also the changes occurs in a diplotin. That is centrioles produces asters and microtubules are assembled here to produce the spindle. Next, dikinesis. The last stage in the prophase first, that is a dikinesis. Nothing but di means crosses, kinesis nothing but movement. The chromosome have condensed to their maximum. Each bivalent clearly shows four chromatids and a ring-like or a loop-like appearance is still there. And it is an indication that terminalization is complete. And the nuclear envelope breaks down. So the nucleolus disintegrates here and the chromosomes are released into the cytoplasm. And the kinetochores of chromosomes establishes contact with spindle microtubules. So next here prophase first, after that metaphase first. So here the paired chromosomes in the form of tetrads line up at a metaphase plate of the spindle. One chromosome each pair, that is a with it sister chromatids, faces each pole here. You can see in the diagram here. The kinetochores microtubules of each are directed towards the pole and the homologous are widely separated from each other here. And next it is followed by anaphase first, that is during this stage each recombination chromosomes with its two sister chromatids move to its respective pole as it gets separated from its homologue. So the sister chromatids of each chromosome do not separate at this stage here as they did in mitosis, same. So hence it is important to remember that sister chromatids attached to the centromere move as one unit towards the same pole. Because of this, the reduction of half of the chromosome number occurs, that is a haploidy. So last is a telophase first, that is the chromosome with sister chromatids, that is a double stranded chromosome on each poles reaches the poles here and they become uncoiled. So the nuclear envelope reappears around them and a nucleolus is reformed. Each new nucleus is haploid and contains only half the number of chromosomes found in the original nucleus. Hence, meiosis first is called heterotypic division here. And the last, cytokinesis. It occurs by furrowing in the animal cells and by a cell plate formation in plant cells. So, in many plant cells, cytokinesis do not take place and the haploid nuclei directly pass to meiosis II, that is second meiotic division. So this occurs soon after the first, and there is no replication of chromosomes between the end of meiosis first and the beginning of meiosis II here. The events of meiosis II resemble those of mitosis, so same. So first here prophase 2, that is the chromosomes start condensing again and the spindle apparatus is formed. And the nuclear envelope and nucleolus break down and disappear. So the spindle microtubule become connected to the centromeres, and that is metaphase 2. Each chromosome still has two sister chromatids. They become aggregated at the metaphase plate as in the mitosis. And the sister chromatids are not genetically identical because of crossing over in the pegylatin. Next, anaphase 2. The sister chromatids of each chromosome separate and they move to opposite poles, and each is now an individual chromosomes. So you can see in the diagram here, that is prophase 2, metaphase 2 and anaphase 2. That is telophase 2. That is the chromosome arrive at the poles and start condensing. That is they become thin and long again. A new nuclear envelope is formed and the new nucleus also reappears. The spindle fibers disappears in the telophase. So lastly, cytokinesis. So that is it proceeds as in the mitosis same. Here the completion of the second meiotic division has proceeds 4 haploid cells, and each of the 4 daughter cell is genetically distinct from other daughter cells and from the parent cell also. And the number of chromosome in the is the same as produced by a meiosis first. Hence meiosis II is called as a homeotypic division and it is similar to the mitosis. So lastly, biological importance of meiosis. Here first, here constancy of chromosome number in sexually reproducing organisms, meiosis and fertilization serve to keep the chromosome number constant from generation to generation. There is no variation in the chromosome number. Next, genetic variation. That is meiosis produce new combinations of chromosome and genes, that is recombination, and in two ways here. First, by genetic crossing over during prophase first, and the second one is by a random distribution or a dependent assortment of paternal and maternal chromosomes to daughter cells in the anaphase first. So here recombination produces variations, and here variations are important in evolution, right? So last is difference between mitosis and meiosis. You studied both, right? So here in mitosis it occurs in somatic cell and meiosis occur in the germ cells. In mitosis nucleus divides only once, but in meiosis nucleus divides twice here. And here two daughter cells are formed during mitosis. In meiosis, four daughter cells are formed. And the daughter cells are diploid in mitosis. In meiosis, daughter cells are haploid. And they occur frequently, but in meiosis, it occurs less frequently. And mitosis, daughter cells form somatic organs, but in meiosis, daughter cells form gametes here. And in mitosis, there is only one phase, prophase, one metaphase, and one anaphase, and one telophase. But in meiosis, there are two of each phases and five subphases in a prophase 1. And a number of chromosomes are not changed in the daughter cells in mitosis, but in meiosis the number of chromosomes are reduced to half, that is from diploid to haploid. So here chromosome number double at the beginning of each cell division during mitosis, but during meiosis the chromosome number is not doubled. It doubles after the end of first meiotic division. And in mitosis, no crossing over in the chromosome, but in meiosis, crossing over occurs in chromosomes. And in mitosis is the equation division, and meiosis is the reduction division. So these are the some important difference between mitosis and meiosis. I think you understood this session, that is the cell division, meiosis.